What's up guys, Lodge9, I'm back in the video, and today I'm going to get into all of your ASVAB questions, my MEPS experience. I'm going to have two special guests come on and talk to you guys about some things that they went through. Hope you enjoy the video. Yeah, studying for the ASVAB is very important. I recommend that you study on the sections where you feel you need the most help on. Like for me, example, I had a hard time with the it's called the arithmetic reasoning. That's where you have your word problems in math. Sometimes that stuff can be a little bit tricky, but I recommend you study on those parts you really have a hard time with. Also, if you're looking for a specific rate, like think about what part of the ASVAB, like what parts you would need to excel in to stand out for that rate. Example, like the auto and shop, you want some type of mechanical job, then you should definitely do well on that. All right, starting off with the ASVAB sections, you have the general science, arithmetic reasoning, word knowledge, paragraph comprehension, mathematics knowledge, electronic information, auto and shop information, mechanical comprehension, and the assembling objects. All of these sections don't add into your AFQT score. The AFQT score is the main components of the ASVAB, which is like the math and the reading part, and that's what's really going to play into what jobs you get. But if you do score well in these other parts of the ASVAB, like the mechanical and assembling objects and the auto and shop, then it'll definitely open up a wide range of jobs for you to get, which is also great. So yeah, the test is timed, but it's really easy. Most of the stuff is just basic. As far as the math and the writing portion, it's mostly basic high school stuff. Nothing outlandish, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing like some like this crazy calculus or crazy stuff like that. It's basic algebra, geometry maybe. It's nothing crazy, man. But it's definitely doable. I recommend that you guys really study for the ASVAB because, man, it's a lot of people that just go to MEPS, get a crazy low score, and then they're just limited to the jobs they pick, and they feel like they have to pick these jobs. But I recommend you really do study, man. It's a lot of people that have just crazy stuff, like just dumb. Don't think because if you weren't a great student in high school that you can't excel in the ASVAB. It's very doable. I also got the question, some of you asked, can you take your ASVAB again and retake it? So the answer is yes. If I'm not mistaken, you have to wait a 6-month period to retake the ASVAB, and then you have to also I think it's like a verification or something like that, basically to make sure you didn't cheat the first time you take it, something like that. So yeah, you have to take that. Also, you could also take it again in the fleet. If you, for a fact, I know you can take it again if you're like a A-Pack, C-Pack, or any rate like that. You know, I have a friend, he's a Pack airman, and I'm having to talk to you about what he's doing to retake the ASVAB and all that type of stuff. So yeah. All right, so this is my man Andre. He's a Pack airman, and he's trying to retake his ASVAB, get a better score so he can get a better job. But right now, he's working with me as an ABH, and so tell him how it is so far as a Pack airman.
It's not so bad so far. They put you in a rate, any AB rate, ABE, ABH, ABF. Right now I'm ABH. I get the striker rate in about a year.
Right, and you said you're trying to you want to retake your ASVAB. So what steps have you been taking to get that done?
I bought this book right here, the ASVAB book, so I can study. Talked to my supervisor. I told him I'll be able to take it in about 3 months and see what score I get. When I'm able to strike, I'll strike have more qualified jobs I can go get.
Right. So as an A-Pack, you're able to strike any like air rate.
Any air rate, any rate in general now. Before it was any air rate, now it's every rate you can strike.
Okay. So yeah, for all you air packs, C-Packs, I think it's like you have an engine pack, whatever that stuff is. There's so many different pack programs, so you are able to retake your ASVAB score. Retake your ASVAB test, and hopefully strike a rate of your liking. But yeah. All right, so where you would take your ASVAB, they offer you to take it. I know they offer you to take it in high school. I've heard some people take it at the recruiter's office, or you take it up there at the MEPS. And where did you take yours at?
I took mine with the Air Force first. They took me to this Army building, and I took it there.
Yeah, I took my ASVAB at the I took a practice ASVAB at the recruiting station, and then I took my ASVAB test at the MEPS. All right, so right now we're gonna get into our MEPS experience. I already introduced you to Andre, and this is my guy Gresham. Actually, his room we're recording this, and so I guess we'll start out with me. So I went to MEPS back in. I went sometime in the summertime of 2019, 2018. I honestly don't know. It was a long time ago. But yeah, I went to the MEPS, man. I went up there, and I had to take my ASVAB and do the whole medical screening stuff, and it was just so long, bro. Nothing really crazy happened for me, except for this one guy. He wasn't able to do the duck walk, which is nothing to worry about. I think he eventually got it done and passed. But only thing I would say is make sure you're drinking your water, because when it's time to pee, you need to pee. And if you're afraid of just being close to other people and seeing other people like shirtless and stuff like that, then the military is just not for you, because you're gonna get used to that eventually. But yeah, man. But tips for you though, yeah, drink your water, clean yourself very well, get some rest, don't stay up late partying, and don't do nothing crazy, because it's always get caught up and stuff like that. But yeah, what about you? What do you have for him?
My MEPS experience was long too. I couldn't do the duck walk. They sent me home. I had to do it again another day.
Man.
But after I got that done, it was just a whole bunch of paperwork. I chose APAC that day. So I've been out from there 2 weeks later.
Oh yeah, also for me, man, when I went, they didn't offer me that many jobs, and I got a pretty average score of 50. I mean, that's a normal score, but keep in mind, like Jadel, he'll tell you, the time of day, sometimes it depends on what job they have available. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't want the job, then you can say, no, I don't want the job, I'll come back at a different time. Your recruiters won't like it, but at the end of the day, it's your life, and you're signing that contract, not them. So don't sign for a job that you can't see yourself doing or you don't want. But what about you? What you got for him?
Okay, so my MEPS experience was long. So my MEPS was 3 days, right? The first day you go to a hotel, right? The second day you get up early in the morning, and then you go to MEPS, right? And that's supposed to be the day you go to your medical processing, you swear in, you get your paperwork and everything done, right? So it's a long day, long drawn out day. You're up from 5 o'clock in the morning, anywhere to like 6 o'clock in the afternoon is when you swear
rest, man.
So
Okay.
my MEPS experience, I had to stay for an extra day because my ears were dirty. Which yeah, it was pretty dumb, but actually it worked out. It was a blessing, because like Eli said, it depends on the time of the day that when you pick your job to get a better job. So the earlier in the day you pick your job, that's better for you, because all the MEPS all across the US are picking jobs at the same time.
Yep.
So what you want to do is you want to be able to pick your job like earlier in the day if possible, because then you'll be open to more opportunities. Because there's some people who have really high ASVAB scores, but they still get like a sucky job because they picked like late in the day and there was nothing else available to them. So me, I stayed the third day, which was actually a blessing in disguise, because I got to pick like 10 o'clock in the morning, and I got to get the job that I wanted, which was a CE. CEs, I'm gonna elaborate that on that a little bit. CEs were a CB rate. There's 7 CB rates. You can look them up on your own time. We're not assigned to any ships. We don't really go on ships. We do mainly like construction work and humanitarian stuff. So that's pretty much about my rate. But yeah, so the ASVAB, you want to score higher, as high as you possibly can. So it's really important. Some people just go in, they take it, and they blow it off.
Yep.
And they just barely pass, because I believe the lowest score to get to the Navy is a 32. So some people just barely pass, and they get and whatever. But you want to make sure that you actually study, because the more knowledge you have, because the test is simple, but there's a lot of stuff that you just don't know because you just don't get taught in school. There's like different like mechanics and electrician, like I knew nothing about that. So you want to make sure that you actually get the book and you look into it. So come time to take the test, you have more knowledge than the next person. You have a higher score, then you have more jobs to choose from. So you just want to make sure that you take that seriously, because like Eli said, this is your career, and if you signing up, you will be doing this for 4+ years. So you just want to make sure you take that seriously.
Yeah. Also, you also research the job that you like, because a lot of people will sign for a job they know nothing about. Like they'll have the high score, get all the jobs, and like, what do I pick? And they know nothing about the job. And at least for me, the detailer, they're not gonna, or not detail, but the career counselor, they're not gonna sit there and break down every single job to you. Like that, it's a lot of people trying to get jobs. You're not the only one. So, yeah, man, make sure you look into what jobs you want, man.
And to elaborate on what he just said, also when I was at MEPS, I scored a 54 on my ASVAB, right? So when I that's a pretty solid score for the ASVAB. 54, that's pretty solid, right? So when I went to go choose my jobs, I had maybe like 30 jobs available to me. Mm-hmm. The night before I went to MEPS, I looked up different jobs and things I want to be interested in. So you can also do that right before you go to MEPS. Go to NavyCool.com and they'll list all the rates of the Navy, and you can go in there, you can highlight whichever ones you want to be available for you or you want to choose. You can also do that. And another thing that you can keep in mind when you do go is if you do have a longer list of rates to choose from, what you can do is you can tell them to hold. You can call your recruiter and you can find out what the best job is in the Navy, because you really don't know anything about the job because you haven't been in and whatnot. So what I did is I was told them to wait, and I called my recruiter and he told me that CE, which would happen to be a job that I wanted anyway, was the best pick. So I was blessed enough to get this. So just make sure you keep all that in mind when you go in.
And we're going to wrap this video up, guys. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And also, if you have any questions or any suggestions for future videos, just hit me in the comments or DM me on Instagram. I also put their Instagram down in the bio. Thanks for watching.